Good day, everybody. It started snowing yesterday afternoon, so today I'm up at sunrise again because snow changes how everything looks. And I'm going to try and get a drone panorama done again this morning with a specific purpose of making a short video about how to get awesome looking drone panoramas every time you set out to do so. I can't guarantee, of course, what's gonna come out from today's shooting, but I'm truly hoping I can create something worthwhile. So stay with me and let's see what we can do. The sun just about started rising, so this is a perfect moment for this shoot. Couldn't be better timing. So let's now try to figure out what are the key elements to make sure you always get a fantastic looking dronorama. Number one, coffee. Coffee is the absolutely main element of every early morning shoot, and you just can't go without it. What happens in case you don't drink coffee? I don't know. You're in trouble, I think. I guess you can drink kombucha. Maybe you can drink whiskey. Joking, of course. Whatever does it for you in the morning, bring that. Maybe it's just water. It's just important to get yourself going with really whatever does it for you. Okay, covered the most important step. The rest is easy. Yeah, let's get the drone in the air and actually get something done here. So the second step is you of course need a drone, and one that stitches panoramas on its own. That's the easiest way right now. I don't know what you're gonna pick. I fly DJI most. Okay, get away from here. If you don't have a drone that does this automatically, stitches photos together for a panorama shot, you can do it manually. I actually spoke about this a little bit yesterday, and believe it or not, I wrote a book about this. So if you want more information on the subject, please email me. Maybe you can get a copy for yourself, support my efforts here, and learn something cool. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. We're gonna shoot from a few different spots. So what I'm trying to say here, it's not necessary to have a drone that does automatic stitching of panoramas. Absolutely not necessary. It's enough to have a drone that takes pictures. Number two, and perhaps this is the most important element of the whole process, is time of the day and location. A lot of people don't pay attention to this, but this is absolutely crucial. You will always get the best looking photos at sunrise or sunset. Generally about an hour from the moment the sun rises and about an hour before the sun sets, but it's not a rule of a thumb. Okay, you have to pay attention to the changing conditions and your location. This was great, but the drone was too far, so I'm gonna get a little closer. All right, let's see how it comes out now. Why is this important? Because based on where you are, when the sun rises, it may not immediately become visible. It may be behind a mountain, behind trees, behind buildings, if you're in a populated area. So it really all depends. You simply have to pay attention. It's great to get some of the sun in the shot because low positioned sun changes everything. It makes things look more three-dimensional. The light has a different, warmer color. It just makes everything look more beautiful. Rising and setting sun always makes things look more beautiful. And it also makes for a more dramatic looking shot. Now I cut off this island, so I have to back off a little bit. All right, we'll try from here. Ideally, and you can play with things here and where the sun is positioned in your shot. You can shoot straight against and you can have it a little bit on the side. So in a moment I'm going to drive around and try a different angle on this town today, because as much as this is working, it's not ideal yet. Where the heck are you, drone? A funny and sort of little misleading fact about creating these panoramas is you don't really have to fly very high. Am I overexposed? A lot of people sort of think that they have to get the drone really high in order to get a great looking panorama from the air, which is not true. I have to fix my backpack and not drop the coffee. Better now. If you're aiming at a stitched photo, you'll find out very soon that often you have to be much closer to the subject than you think you do. This is actually a bit hard to explain, but after your first few tries, you'll get a pretty good idea. Another important element is simply anticipation. Sometimes you'll be in situations where you only get one shot at this. Because you're on a vacation and you have only one morning left, then you have to go home. Shooting dronoramas is most exciting when you are at a place that you're just visiting. It's not your home area and it's exotic, interesting and beautiful to you for whatever reason. I'm assuming things like setting your drone to the best available quality of the photo are out of question. You're always best off recording most data that your imaging device is capable of recording. So if you have RAW settings, set your photo quality to RAW. If all you have is JPEG, set it to the biggest possible JPEG, least compression. I'm assuming this is all taken care of. My last tip is always overshoot. If you're unsure whether you have enough photos, it's better to have more than to miss something and then have not enough to actually put the panorama together, if you're stitching it manually or your drone doesn't do it automatically. If your drone stitches the panoramas automatically, it will take whatever amount of photos it needs. But if you are doing it manually, it's always better to overshoot than not shoot enough. Not shooting enough can be incredibly frustrating. Take my word for it. So if you're unsure whether you covered this particular area of the land and taken this photo that you might need for the final image, just do it again before you go home. Finally, the very last step to creating awesome looking dronoramas is post-processing, which is everything you do to your image after you captured it and you brought it onto your computer and into the processing software. Many people use many different things. I personally use Lightroom for its variety and plenty of options that allow you to end up with really great looking image. This subject in itself is huge, so I'm not gonna cover it in detail in this video. It's a subject for a whole another day. Plus, I actually wrote a whole book about how to process your images to get the best out of them. So if you guys want to check it out, send me a message. I would really appreciate that. It would be wonderful if you do. But even if you don't, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Last thing I absolutely have to mention is yesterday Polish team got a gold medal at the Olympic Games! Yeah! For ski jumping! And with this outburst of national pride, I'm gonna end today's film. Hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye! Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense.